The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Do one thing every day that scares you. Friendship with oneself is all important because without it one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. A woman is like a tea bag, you never know how strong it is until it's in hot water. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. The future is literally in our hands to mold as we like. But we cannot wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow is now. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life, and what you've become yourself. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. It is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. A good leader inspires people to have confidence in the leader. A great leader inspires people to have confidence in themselves. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life, and what you've become yourself. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that something else is more important than fear. The battle for the individual rights of women is one of long standing, and none of us should countenance anything which undermines it. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experiences. You must do the things you think you cannot do. The giving of love is an education in itself. I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. Success is not measured by what you accomplish, but by the opposition you have encountered and the courage with which you have maintained the struggle against overwhelming odds. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words, it is expressed in the choices one makes. It is not enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude. The greatest gift you can give another is the purity of your attention. The most important thing in any relationship is not what you get, but what you give. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. The best way to predict the future is to create it. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die. And the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with the best you have to give. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life, and what you've become yourself. The purpose of education is to teach us to think critically and to think intensively. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. We are afraid to care too much, for fear that the other person does not care at all. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. It is better to light a small candle than to curse the darkness. You cannot shake hands with a clenched fist. The important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. The giving of love is an education in itself. The only limits to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. The human mind is our fundamental resource. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I am not afraid of tomorrow, for I have seen yesterday and I love today. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway.